One competitor has luscious locks. The other competitor has luscious locks and a weasel.
Is that what that is?
I don't know. It's luscious locks and a critter with luscious locks.
I was just calling him the king.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. What's going on, guys? We're the Cinefanatics. My name is Chris Adams.
I'm Robert Adams.
And you're back here with us for another Schmoedown reaction. That's right. It is. I believe we're moving into the second round of the Innergeekdom tournament now. It's going to be John Humphrey versus the Barbarian. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. Because we know Barbarian has been pretty killer so far in a lot of these, at least two different divisions.
Yeah.
He's been promoted by the Finstock Exchange as just a fantastic competitor, one that even the likes of John Roca and Dan Merle are going, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And he's like, yes, let me answer your question. It is Close Encounters of a Third Kind. How did you not already know this? Wow, thank you, Barbarian. Oh, it was Elvis. Anyway, Then on the other side, you got John Humphrey.
He's a real rejecter.
So I'm going to take over the conversation about John Humphrey also.
I tried, y'all. I added 2 cents and I got 1 cent back. It wasn't
inflation has made your 2 cents worthless. So John Humphrey is one of the duo of the real rejects. He's hilarious. He was a MVP, most valuable player. Yes, he was the MVP of the first free for all.
We should hang more stuff on our walls.
Good lord, dude, pay attention. He was the MVP of the first free-for-all. John Humphrey knows some things. Also, we've seen him pass the first round so far of this Innergeekdom tournament, and we fully expect, because like both him and Greg have their own YouTube channel, they know a lot about these geek movies that are the big summer blockbusters. So it actually feels right for them both to be a part of this division. Now, we know that Greg just lost to Mike. It's unfortunate, but Mike came in and did what Mike was supposed to do. On the other hand, both John and Barbarian are new to this division.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a world where Schmoedown does what Schmoedown does, and sometimes will give the bad luck to maybe the stronger player, if we consider Barbarian the stronger player. That said, we should look at our bracket on this one, because I believe we do have a pick on who's winning this match.
Yep. And we've got Barbarian winning this. Here's the thing. Like, so real talk. Between the two of us here on Cinefanatics, one of us has actually played the Barbarian before.
I've never played the Barbarian.
So that would narrow it down to me, since there's only 2 of us. That's how math works.
Math is fun!
No, it's not. I have played the Barbarian before on the Video Chronic pop quizzes done by Video Drew and Eric Rodriguez, the Nerd Chronic, who edits the Schmoedown, over on Video Drew's YouTube channel. So make sure you go over there, check those out. Subscribe to there, hop on her Patreon, help her out anyway. I'm going to give her a plug right here at the top of our video, where everyone's watching.
She's earned it. She does very well.
Oh, Video Drew does fantastic on her channel. I highly recommend her
We love
stuff.
a Video Drew here.
So I have played the Barbarian on various movies over there. I've beaten him. I've lost to him.
Yeah.
Some of them quite spectacularly.
The beating or the losing? Yes.
Sure.
Watch all the quizzes to find out.
Yeah. Given like my knowledge of how Barbarian is answering questions and stuff, my money's on him. Now, okay, granted, yes, I haven't played John Humphrey anything. And again,
I've played his videos.
I've played his videos,
yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen him in my room while I play his videos while I fall asleep. We love you, John. Keep up the good work.
Luscious locks.
But, I mean, here's the thing. We went into the last match he had was against Janine the Machine.
Yeah.
And we had Janine winning that.
Yeah.
And he pulled out the win on that. Completely shocking. I didn't know he had it in him, and I'm not doubting him now. Mm-hmm. I don't believe he's going to be the type of person that's going to fold in an IG match from now.
He'll put up a fight.
But he's playing against the Barbarian. I feel like I might edge out Barbarian just a wee bit more than John Humphrey.
I do feel like if we're just looking at overall knowledge, that Barbarian's overall knowledge is probably if you're putting it on a scale, his overall knowledge is probably weighted heavier than John's overall knowledge. And so that's why you would give the edge to Barbarian here. Even though Barbarian is a rookie this year and John has been playing this game for a couple years now.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting toss-up. I mean, the Schmoedown does what the Schmoedown does, like I said. And
Schmoedown's all over the place.
And John Humphrey very well could pull out the upset here.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm all for that, too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, much respect to a fellow YouTuber. But... I mean, I kind of would like to see that because I believe Barbarian's probably the favored in this.
I think he would be, but I mean, I would love to see a John Humphrey be the darling of the IG tournament, just like he was the darling of the first free-for-all.
Potentially. So I mean, we have Barbarian winning this just based off of our experience watching the Schmoedown. We've been wrong before, but I believe he's got it.
Very recently.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's see what happens. We do have, what is this? Finstock Exchange versus the Quirky Mercs. Yeah.
That's a whole lot of hair right there.
Yeah, that is a lot of hair. Talking about Elvis, right?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. It's the Innergeekdom tournament.
Richard Grayson.
Quarterfinals.
Nice.
He's a dick.
Joined, as always, by Mark
Hey!
Ellis. This is a match that I think
That's
some
not wrong.
people would have said, all right, yeah, this
Strictly calling a name.
Barbarian, he might
Ellis is a
get
lovely,
there.
lovely,
I don't
generous
think
human
people were
being
looking
who just had a
at the
birthday.
Mad
Happy birthday.
Hatter. I don't think people were looking at John Humphreys and going, oh, yeah, he's going to make it the second round. But boy, did he ever. What a performance he had against Janine the Machine in the first round.
Yeah.
Well, you can teach an old dog new tricks, Christian, because you and I finally learned our lesson after his amazing performance, what is now legendary, in that free-for-all. And since then, we've regarded John Humphrey as a threat to win any match.
You know you can't teach an old new tricks?
And then when you look at what both
cats.
him and Alba have had
You
early
can't
success in
teach
this
old
tournament,
cats
it's like,
new
oh,
tricks.
You
now
can't teach young
he's got a
cats
great
new tricks.
partner to
Oh,
kind of
that's right.
quiz
They
each
do whatever
other
they
with.
want.
You
This
can't
guy
teach
could
cats
actually
tricks.
run the table here, but then you look at the other side of
In
the
a
ledger,
general
Christian,
sense, I
and the
know
Barbarian. Not
some
much
people
is
have done it. If
known
you could search
about
for it on
his
the internet,
background.
get out of
It's
here.
kinda
It's
like Dr. Moreau,
general
right
sense,
down
guys.
to the little companion hanging out on his shoulder. If John
Ruin the
Humphrey
metaphor.
wants to continue in this tournament, he's going to have to go deep into the Barbarian's jungle.
Well, you talk about idiots. I'll bring up Bobby Gucci. You didn't bring up idiots, but I will. Look, the thing is with him,
Best
that you hate
segue ever.
to do is you got to give him credit, because even though I think people
Wrong
do that, well,
segue.
of course he's a
No,
great
that's the right
manager.
one.
He's got Merle and Roca and Riley and Bateman. Yeah, but he also drafted Demolanta. He also drafted the Barbarian when no one else did. Other people could have drafted them. They have been incredible. We saw what Demolanta has done in the Star Wars division, right? And you look at the Barbarian. Barbarian has won 2 matches in 2 different divisions. The only thing, Ben Goddard has 2 victories in teams, which so far the Barbarian does not. However, he has been a force. But Coy Jandreau, myself included, thought it was a risky move and a kind of a head scratcher. And he's like, I'm putting the real rejects in the Innergeekdom tournament. And he says, yeah, watch what they do. And you're like, okay, Coy,
That wasn't a bad decision.
See you next season. And that's
Coy
wrong,
may not
because
be able
both
to pull
John
out the
Humphreys
movie
and
knowledge necessarily,
Greg
but
Alba
he does
advanced to
have
second
the
round. So
managerial
now we
knowledge. He
see
knows the
Humphreys versus
game.
Barbarian.
He's got
You would've
management
told me,
down.
Mark,
He is
this match
wise
was
when it comes to
happening,
knowing that
2 months ago. I mean, this
the
is gonna
real
be a blowout.
rejects were a good
I don't
pick
know.
for this tournament.
I don't know. After seeing what John Humphreys did in that last match, I don't know.
He also has Kevin
Yeah, and when you
Smith.
talk about the clash of style between competitors, you also have to look at their managers. Now, Coy, I
Who
don't
was
know
on his
why
comic book
he
shopping.
made the decision to put these 2 guys
Makes
into
so much sense.
this tournament. Maybe it's the
Good
plucky
fit.
optimism that he gleaned from
Also,
all those picture
freaking
books that he
Kevin
reads.
Smith's a quirky
but
merc.
maybe, just maybe,
Just in
it
general.
was a nugget of wisdom, and that was clearly born.
Be a quirky
fruit.
merc if he's
So
on
He's
someone
definitely-
else's faction.
on the
He's
other side of
definitely
the ledger,
quirky.
Yes, we hate giving Bobby Gucci credit for anything, but Christian, the Finstock Exchange,
He's also
they are
mouthy.
just as charged as
Even though
his
he's Silent Bob.
walkie-talkies right
Yeah.
That's very true. Look, he's a great manager. He's done it time and time again. He picks the right choices. He knows how to talk to his competitors. He knows how to get them amped up. And we're getting amped up. And we're going to show you how we got to this quarterfinal matchup right now. Here we go.
Hashtag Yodi for Chronic.
When you're in the Schmoedown, you gotta learn to multitask. I'm talking to you guys in the shower right now. The school's not better than dead.
Good lord.
Yes.
And your winner.
This is where I learned to put John from the moment I recruited him, and now digitally proud of this man.
I've seen this guy I'm going up against with his kooky hat.
I saw his nipples.
His mallet or his axe or whatever
See?
that thing is.
Shut up.
I've got, what? So the Barbarian's a different person.
Elvis and I believe that John the Maddest Hatter Humphrey is a stand-up member society. But we also firmly believe that this Schmoedown society needs to change.
In order to play against people like the Parkers and the Kalinowskis and even the Brandon Hannas of the world, we're going to need to get better. And we have time to get better. And we're only going to get better.
When we best Mr. Hatter and continue our undefeated streak, we will prove to Harloff and Ellis that we truly know
Is he wearing two
what the
hats?
society
Yes.
should be.
John Humphrey
Okay.
is an Innergeekdom genius.
Okay.
But he started this as an underdog. Greg Alba was a play-in match, and he played like a champion. I am so impossibly proud of both you gentlemen. I can't wait to see John Humphrey go all the way. Because we've raged against the machine. We have battled the Warfather. And now we're going to civilize the Barbarian. Hope y'all are ready. Get that belt.
Oh, good lord. Really, Koi?
Gotcha, suckers. None of these movies are in the Innergeekdom, yeah?
Elvis and I have seen.
Welcome to our world.
For that, I tip my hat to Mr. Hatter. But as you see, underneath, there is another hat. Because anything you can do, we can do better.
He's in Las Vegas filming that?
Was he?
Yeah. That's phenomenal
Thank you
right
once
there.
again to
That's good
the
stuff.
Great Nerd Chronic for that wonderful promo. As we see
Hashtag
John
Yodi for
Humphrey,
Chronic.
the Barbarian, we're ready to go head to head, and this is the standings as of today. We can see, because of the two victories of the Real Rejects, that the Quirky Mercs have moved up a bit in the standings, and that's where the Finstock Exchange lands as of today. So this is a big match.
It's
Obviously,
amazing
for
how
both
they
of them.
keep
It's a
track of
bigger
this when
match,
the
I
Star
think,
Wars
for
also
the
plays, and this
Quirky Mercs,
plays
because they wanna
technically
get
before Star
more
Wars, but
ground
after Star
into that
Wars.
first place level.
Yeah, I think
Kudos
it's
to whoever's
huge
keeping
right now
track
for
of those
Quirky
numbers.
Mercs. And look, we love giving Nerd
confusing.
credit for his editing
Frankie
skills.
numbers?
I think that
Someone's
might have been
job.
his best work yet, simply because
Someone's
I
doing
know
it well.
how much material
If it's Frank,
these
good job,
fellas
Frank.
gave him to work with, and for him to chop it down into a timely, concise
If it's someone
little
else,
promo package,
watch
my
out,
hat's
Frank.
off to you as always. But
All right, well, Mark, before we get a chance to see our two competitors in this highly anticipated quarterfinal match, we're going to talk to the manager of the Quirky Mercs, Coy Jandrew, and the manager of the Finstock Exchange, Bobby Gucci. All right, gentlemen,
That's about
let's
right.
start with you, Coy. You guys have been here before. Going up against a manager like
Coy?
Bobby Gucci there, Coy, and the Barbarian, who's a highly
Hey, Coy?
touted
He's wanting to make an
rookie.
entrance.
How do you
Coy.
feel going into this matchup here today?
I feel good. I like playing against Gucci because I
Hold on.
like watching his
There you
management stylings. I have a lot of respect for him as a manager. I feel like he's my Tyler Durden in a very strange way, in a very specific way. But
the
thing
logo's
I really
talking.
enjoy about the way the matches
I
have
feel
been
like
going
Coy's
is
just
being
quoting
an
Fight Club
underdog
whenever he
winning
gets a
matches.
chance.
It's a lot like Wade Wilson.
There's
It's
a
a
reason
lot
for that.
like being a quirky Merc. Is people think Deadpool's one character, but he's got a lot of heart underneath all that sass. He's not just a running dick joke. He's a lot
There
of
he is.
human. And that's the beautiful thing about my faction is everyone thinks they're only good at one thing. Everyone thinks they're one specific thing. But each and every member of my faction has shown there's so much more than that. And I'm so proud of John Humphrey. And I think he's going to keep showing that today. He's all heart. He's all knowledge.
Dude, I
and he
love
can back it up
Coy's
with humor,
throw
and he
pillows.
got some of the best promos in quarantine.
All right, Gooch, listen, you guys have proven you've
Ah,
held
Gooch.
the top of the heap here for a bit. The Barbarian, a highly touted rookie, has not lost this season. However, John Humphrey has also not lost in the Innergeekdom. We've seen what you were in that free-for-all, and we saw what he did back in 2017. The guy is surprising. How are you feeling about him?
I mean, look, I've never underestimated these guys. Coy's got a great team, and I think it was a great decision by putting the rejects in there. Like you said, they're comedic value, but their knowledge is there as well. These guys are surprising, and we know that. I mean, look, but he's the Barbarian. He's just like Ivan Drago in Rocky IV. Whatever he hits, he destroys. I mean, and that's it. I mean, look, you got to look what these guys have been doing in the tournament. Dimolanta, I mean, obviously Emily stumbled, but
So is Adam
Barbarian,
Lavick
how he,
Apollo,
rolled through
or
Lavick.
is John Humphrey going to be
we're
Apollo?
there. Our 5 and 6 players have more points than
And
have
what
other
does that
teams.
mean for
You know what I
a
mean?
future
And that's like brass tacks facts.
Spin-off of Creed?
So we're happy where we're at. And
I'm thinking way too
like I
into
said,
this, aren't I?
Any
right.
more victories in these tournaments is icing on the cake.
You
at
can't
this
take
point.
a Gucci metaphor
You know,
beyond what
Christian, I've
Gucci
noticed
has
a trend
already
with some of these managers, and clearly we
posted
see Gucci
out there.
with his little
You
green orb like
are
he's the Goblin King from
very
Labyrinth.
correct.
Coy, do you have a good luck
That was
charm
my
that
mistake.
You work with as well? And is
I
it
have
that
made an
RDJ
error.
pillar
Unless you're in the same
I
brain.
go thematically. Today we're playing the
No one else can
Innergeekdom,
be.
So I've got Iron Man and I've got the fat guy with the toilet paper, Matt Damon from Deadpool 2. But just behind my head, we also have Wolverine as a sleeper agent. So I'm prepared with my guys.
And was that Bill Murray?
Christian, these guys are dorks,
Probably.
and they coach a
leaning
couple
against Bill
great
Murray.
dorks, and we're dorks, so it's a dorkathon.
All right. Well, thank you to both Bobby Gucci and.
Hey,
We're gonna drop
that's
you guys
our,
into the
that's
waiting
a
room
registered
here as we
trademark
get
for
ready
Cinefanatics
for the
videos.
match. But Mark, they
Is
play
it?
the winner
Welcome
of
to the
Chance
Dorkathon.
Ellison and Parker. That is a big, it's a big match either way. But this is the one in front of them now. This is the one they have to concentrate on. Mark, are you
Welcome
ready?
to the
Oh, yeah, Christian. I
Dorkathon.
mean, we've seen with these managers,
We got fun and
even
games,
those
and that
little
game is
post-game interviews,
Dungeons
they
and
seem
Dragons.
Cool,
We've
calm,
got
collected,
8 eyes
but I'm
between
detecting
us.
A little bit of nerves as we keep
We actually don't
progressing.
play
The
D&D.
passion is there. Let's see who's got more knowledge.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. 3 rounds in the Innergeekdom division quarterfinals of the tournament. Introducing first, representing the Finstock Exchange with a record of
You just can't stop doing that now, huh?
Oh, I'm
no
addicted.
defeats in the Innergeekdom division. This is
Good thing we're not doing this as a podcast, because the people who would be listening would want to know what exactly it is you're addicted to doing.
And I would not explain it to them. He's gonna walk in off the side. No.
Oh.
Threw us off.
Yeah.
The one, the only.
Here's the thing.
No. That
Barbarian
is a man.
making his way
You're a dude. That is a man.
So, Barbarian, how are you feeling? You are undefeated so far.
This is a man
this
who knows
season
how to make
in
an
both singles
entrance
and Innergeekdom. How
in
do
a
you feel
virtual
as
setting.
You go
Yep.
up against the Mad Hatter, John Humphrey.
How can you not be impressed by that?
I'm feeling hungry. I know that Mr. John Humpings
Door humping?
did great in
Door
his,
humping?
with free for all.
Ah.
I'm very excited to do my own free for all and show what a real true good performance is, a real true MVP performance is.
Okay.
Today's gonna be
Well, thank
Barbarian, I
you.
gotta ask you, you seem to be kind of quarantined in some sort of J.D. Salinger writer's cave. Are those boxes behind you some sort of representation of the wealth of knowledge and ability you have?
They look like comic book
This is
boxes.
the Cavern of Broken Dreams, and in these boxes
There's
I
a minion.
hold the dreams and wishes of my fallen competitors. I've got a box to my right, ready for John.
All right, well, thank you, Barbarian. We're going to put you in the waiting room there as we wait for your opponent.
Can't start.
His opponent, representing the Quirky Mercs, with a record of 1 win.
They're so
no
quirky.
defeats
They're
in
the Finstock Exchange.
Innergeekdom
Yeah.
division.
You know,
Here's the Mad Hatter,
it happens.
John Humphrey.
That
John,
was the best chair gag I could come up with based on what he did.
there was good surroundings as the Barbarian did. You are still in the Guitar Center that you were in the last time we had this meeting. And look, man, you surprised a lot of people, myself included. You did really, really well in that match. You looked solid against Janine. Barbarian has been turning some heads here. Any thoughts, concerns as
He
we
does
get
have
into
some
this match?
impressive guitars there.
Barbarian's a great
Yeah.
player. Mostly, I am just glad to now know that he's not the Warfather, because that's a little bit of a load off. I feel like I can take, the shoulder guy a little bit better than that, but mostly I'm just
The
happy
shoulder
he's
guy.
inside a box at the right hand, because usually that's kind of a sign of respect. So even if he's ending up loading my disheveled bones into it by the end of this match, I got a pretty nice place to stay, and it looks like a pretty sweet room there. So I'm ready, but if I lose, at least we can hang out.
These lose, Christian. If that's
That was
what you
the
found
about
in
as
the
effective
valley,
as
then
I'm
Johnson
rubber,
Rose
you're
from
glue.
Stephen Adler's house
Whatever
down
you
there.
say bounces
But
off
John,
me
my
and puts me
question
right
is
into
more
the
about
box on
the
your right.
study
Oh, that's a nice
tactics,
looking
because
room you wanna
obviously
stick
put
me
some
in.
Prep into this with your own knowledge.
I'm game.
Do you watch any of the Barbarians matches? Do you do any sort of study on your opponent pre-match?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the vast majority of my studying has been just reviewing past matches, going over, getting my brain in that cycle, and yeah, definitely watching the what was that, the singles league, and then the match against Hlavik in the Innergeekdom. I watched both of those just to get prepped and get my mind just ready for the clash of personalities. But there's been a lot going on in the world lately, so you know, my study this time around has been pretty scattered.
There's a couple of things.
See how it goes.
Well, thank you. We're glad to have you here. We're going to bring back the Barbarian.
This is about 2020
And actually,
things.
If I may reset
Wow.
for just a moment here, gentlemen. Let's see. Where is Mr. Humphrey? All right. Barbarian. John. All right. Here we go. So, Mark, our competitors have entered. Please, the rules for round number 1.
Quite fetching backgrounds and nice 80s metal hair to boot on both of them. In round number 1,
I almost want
we're
to sing
gonna
a Van
have 10
Halen song or
questions
something.
From 10 different corners of Innergeekdom goodness. Each
Might be
question worth
pandering a
1
bit.
point. There's no penalty
I was
for missing
feeling
a
more of
question,
nothing
and there
but a
is
good
no
time.
stealing, at least in round number 1. Now, as soon as we ask the question, you have 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer on whatever tablet you provided for yourself
We're
with
not
whatever
getting a
utensil you prefer
copyright.
to utilize.
Of course we're not,
We
because
ask
that's
you
not
by
the worst
name to
song.
reveal your answer. Please show what you wrote to your camera
Exactly.
at the same time you verbalize your
And it
answer.
don't get
into
better
the
than this.
microphone. It can be
See, I sing the right
children's
words. I just
menu
sing
at
it
Denny's
off key.
Barbarian, that is just fine. I'll remind each competitor of your 3
In which
usages
case,
of the
it technically
GTE
does
rule
get better
throughout
than
the
that.
duration of the match. If you're not sure you heard a
The
question
right
right,
key.
you want to buy yourself another 15 seconds to get it from the back of your mind to the front
Details.
of your mind. Use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be
So if you
issued
fast forward the
by
video
your
to this
manager,
point,
although you may initiate it
this is the kind of
at any
banter you're
point
missing when
throughout
you're
the
not
3-round
watching the other parts of our
Christian,
reaction
They
videos.
seem loose. They seem
We've seen the
less
analytics.
nervous than
We
their
know how you
manager,
watch
so
us.
I think
You know,
we're
we know
ready
you're
to
fast
go.
forwarding to
We are ready
exactly
to go.
this
Start with
moment.
John Humphrey, are you ready?
Very nervous, but yes, I'm ready.
And the Barbarian, are you ready?
We are go.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. All right, gentlemen. Round number 1. Question number 1. The first one is from the MCU. Who plays the villainous Malekith in Thor: The Dark World?
All right, Christian, where do you got that one ranked?
Ooh, you better get
All-time
this one right.
favorite MCU movies.
Pretty low. I liked it when I first saw it, but after a revisit, it's not.
Well,
great.
here's the thing.
Good action in there.
I definitely
Yeah.
for sure
4.
spelled his first name correctly.
Yeah, I'd probably biffed it on the second
1.
one.
Pens down, please. We start with John.
That would be my favorite Dr. Christopher Eccleston.
Yes, and Barbarian.
Starting with the long names already. Christopher Eccleston.
We have a
Yeah,
1-1
it's close
game
enough.
as we get
Christopher
to our next
Eccleston.
question mark.
Christopher Eccleston.
All right, your next category,
Eccleston.
gentlemen, is in the galaxy.
Somewhere-
Far,
something
far
like that.
away. It is Star Wars.
Eccleston.
Sure.
Question. In what Star Wars film will you find the line, "Strike me down in anger, and I'll always be with you, just like your father"? We just need the subtitle. We don't need the episode, or you don't have to write Star Wars. Had a teacher in high school named Mrs. Eccleston, Christian.
Oh, all right.
Back to you.
5, 4, 3,
Do a repeat.
2. Want first repeat for the Barbarian? Go ahead.
All right, this is in the category of Star Wars. In what Star Wars film will you find the line,
It's the only one that makes
"Strike me
sense
down
to
in
me."
anger, and I'll always be with you, just like your father"?
Barbarian has used 1 JTE.
Yeah.
You do what you can in round number 1 to try to maintain that perfection as long as possible.
Oh, no.
5, 4, 3,
Ah.
2, 1. Pens down, Barbarian. Hands up. Pens down, hands up. And Barbarian.
One with the New Hope.
That is incorrect. John.
I'm going with Return of the Jedi.
Also incorrect.
Nope.
Yes.
For the last Jedi, the very last one.
Oh, okay. I put Rise of
Yeah,
Skywalker.
that's what I put too.
They both missed that one. Here's your next
It
question.
was Snoke who said it, but I thought it was Palpatine who said it.
Middle Earth.
Yeah.
In how many films of the Middle Earth series
Oh,
does
jeez.
Kate
Hold on.
Blanchett appear
Oh,
as the
does
elf
she appear in the
Galadriel?
Hobbit movies?
Can't tell you that.
20 seconds.
It's
Well, I don't-
tough to
I've never
miss your
watched them at
second
all, so I
question
don't
out of
know.
the
I
gate,
know,
but I
you're
think
screwed.
it's a lot easier when both competitors miss it.
I'll give you 20 seconds for this one, Mark.
Oh, good. More time for us to vamp. Your turn.
I'd like them to
okay.
be able to think.
I mean, was she in the Hobbit movies?
4,
You're not changing your answer, yes.
I'm not. Okay.
2,
Yeah, I got it
1.
wrong.
Pens down, and John.
I'm gonna go with 3.
It's incorrect. Barbarian.
I'm gonna go with 6.
That is correct.
Yeah, I said
Oh.
3.
Barbarian takes his first.
'Cause I
lead,
only
2-1.
had watched-
I put 4.
As we go
I
to our
couldn't.
next
I didn't
question.
think she was in
All
the
right, next
the middle
question is
ones
in the
on
world
both
of
trilogies.
DC movies. Not
She was in
DCU,
all 3
DC
original.
movies. And your question: In Superman 3, what event does Clark Kent return to Smallville to attend?
Oh,
The classic Superman.
When was the last time you caught this one, Christian?
It's been a bit. I remember being excited about it when I was a kid, and then realizing that
I
I
don't
shouldn't have been excited about it when I was a kid. 5.
There's an event that you
4,
return to your hometown
3,
for.
2.
Yeah.
1. Pens down. Barbarian.
It was his high school reunion.
It was indeed. John.
It's not getting the key to the city, that's for sure.
That is
he did
correct.
get that
The
while there,
Barbarian
but
goes up by
high
2.
school
3
reunion.
to
Class
1.
reunion.
3 to 1 as the Barbarian takes a 2-point lead over John.
Yes, this is my plan.
It's like
Next
literally
question.
like, why would you go back to your hometown?
Marvel films. Marvel films. What 2003 Marvel film had this tagline? When the streets have gone to hell,
Easy.
have faith in the devil.
Ooh, I like that.
That's a very
Yeah, I might steal that.
that's a very
Humphrey having it
easy.
here, although it is
Especially because there was only one Marvel movie that came out in 2003.
5,
saying happy.
4, 3,
Also, the devil is
2,
capitalized in this question,
1. Pens down
which
and John.
technically,
Hellboy?
No, and
oh
Barbarian.
man,
Daredevil.
That is correct.
Come on,
Barbarian
come
going
on,
up by
come on,
3
come
here.
on.
As we get
Daredevil!
4 to 1. 4 to 1.
Great
Here's our
soundtrack.
next question, Mark.
wake me
All
up.
right, see if Humphrey can get back on track
Wake
with
me
this
up
one.
inside.
It's in the Wizarding world. And your
I thought I limited
question.
how many times you could sing this
Who
season.
plays Nomad Jacob Kowalski in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
Who play? Oh, what's his name?
Movie I cannot.
Oh, I can see his face. I don't know his name.
No, the other one is the one that I hate.
Oh,
And
I
5,
know who it is. Like I
4,
at least
3,
know the character,
2,
and I can see his face.
1.
Don't know his name.
Repeat.
All right, you got to repeat, Mark. Second one.
This isn't gonna help.
Time. This is in the Wizarding world.
He's
Who
used two of his
plays
repeats.
Nomad Jacob Kowalski
Barbarian
in
has.
Oof.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to
But he's
Find
also
Them?
ahead right now, so
All right, looks like he used.
it might be a
So
wise
we
play
still
on
have
his
to
part.
Do the countdown. Make sure that they get the correct 15 seconds mark.
Huh?
And
Dang it, I can't
5,
remember his name.
4,
I know I've seen it,
3,
and I'm gonna feel stupid
2,
when I hear it.
1. Barbarian.
Dan Fogler.
Yep.
Yes. And John.
Oh, that's funny. I had Dan Fogler too.
That is correct. 5 to 2.
who was in that
Barbarian,
movie?
though, has used 2
Dan
JT
Fogler.
clues thus far. As
think
we
Johnny
get
Depp was somewhere
to
too, right?
Our 7th question.
Technically.
I'm winning in that sense.
Or was
You
that the
are.
first one? Colin Farrell was
Star
somewhere
Trek.
too.
In what year was Star Trek Into Darkness released?
Ooh.
Back to the movie release dates.
Yep. Look at the Barbarian. Likes that
Yes.
answer.
I feel confident.
And
Doesn't sound
5,
like it, but I feel confident.
4,
I need
3,
to replace my marker.
2, 1. Pens down, please. And John.
2014?
Incorrect. Barbarian.
2013.
That is correct.
Ah, I said
Barbarian
2012,
extending his lead
2013.
here, 6-2. 6 to 2 as we get to our next question, Mark.
4-point advantage for the Barbarian as we head into question
Try one of
number
those?
8. This is in the category
even
of
worse.
DCEU.
Well,
And
just
your
hold on.
question therein. You'll find the villain Roman Sionis, also known as Black Mask, in what DCEU film?
Due to my marker not wanting to work too much anymore, I'm not gonna write the entire title.
Time to think is
I'm just gonna write the shortened version,
Right there. I need time to think.
and
5,
I'm gonna give myself a point for it because
4,
I know it's right.
3, 2,
I was gonna go
1.
for it,
Pens
but
down, please. Pens down. And we start with Barbarian.
I'm assuming you'll just accept Birds of Prey because 15 seconds is not long enough to write Birds of Prey of the Fantabulous Emancipation
Yes.
of one Harley Quinn.
Well done.
Go ahead, John.
I beg to differ. It's almost enough time.
Challenge-
Birds of Prey.
challenge it.
Bibiani is yelling, no. It's fine. Birds of Prey is fine.
Hey, we told
Oh
you
yeah, I
about
had Birds of
anything
Prey
bad.
also. I just erased it before we showed it.
All right, here we go
Whatever.
for the next question here. This is question number 9. Heroes and villains is your category, gentlemen.
Oh jeez.
that was hilarious.
Yeah.
What Marvel character can be heard saying, "This is not vengeance, revengeance"? Sorry. Which Marvel character can be heard saying, "This is not vengeance, revenge
Oh, yeah.
is not a valid motive. It's an emotional response."
A lot of good lines for us to borrow.
I actually kind of I really like this line.
Yeah, I agree. Here's the countdown here, Mark. It's gonna start. with
This
5,
isn't correct.
4,
3,
3,
2.
This is not
2,
vengeance.
1. Pens down, please. And
It's
John.
punishment.
Tony Stark.
Nope.
Correct. And Barbarian.
I went with Electra.
Nope.
Also incorrect.
The Punisher.
Punisher.
Which is basically like
So
Captain
we see
America. If
ourselves
we're
with the
going to
same
be
score,
honest,
7-3.
Captain America and
with,
Punisher are basically the same character.
The final question in this round.
That's right, and it comes in the world of mixed bag. What is in there? Who the hell knows? Let's all find out together. Could be anything.
Shaking the
and the question
out of my
now,
marker.
What 1994 comic film features the tagline, "Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men"?
1994.
Yep.
I mean, that might be the best one that
I
we've
mean,
gotten in
we've
round
had
one.
questions
We've got a
about
lot of
this
good
movie
votes.
like twice in
I'm
like
excited.
2 weeks.
David,
That's
nail it.
amazing.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Who
1.
knows what
Hands
evil
down,
lurks in the
please,
hearts of
and
men? The Shadow knows.
Barbarian.
The Shadow.
Yes, sir. John Humphrey.
The Shadow knows.
We do know
It's
that
not
it is
the
8-4
Nope.
as we get to round number 2.
about as
Round
obscure
number
to me.
2, we see the Barbarian with a 8-4
All
lead here thus far. All
Well
right,
done, everybody.
so we are going to get into the
Made it
rules
5
of round
points.
number 2. Mark, go ahead.
That's right. It's Coy
I mean,
doing his best shadow
You did
impression
5,
right
I
now. I'm sure
did
he'll show
6.
us
We're in
his
this
game.
game. I mean,
Here is your rules for round number 2. It's the wheel round. It's an electronic wheel complete with sound effects.
We're not
and
because we
everything,
didn't
and
do
it
a
is
sweet entrance like
deadly
Barbarian
accurate.
did.
Now, once you settle on a category after spinning it, you're going to hear 5
I beg to
questions
differ. The
in that
video
world. Each
turns
question's
on
worth
and
2
we're sitting on a
points. There is
couch.
no penalty for missing a question.
I like sitting
but
on a couch.
Stealing is
That's a
available
sweet entrance.
in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, ask us for
Even
multiple
John
choice.
made a
We'll give you
sweeter
4
entrance where
options,
he
one of
just
which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the
Rose up
question
into
goes
frame.
down to 1. And a note to Christian and everybody watching.
I don't know why
is
I'm
that,
fishing
yes,
for
the
you,
Barbarian
apparently.
does
I
have an
don't either.
8-4 lead. However, he's down to 1 JTE rule remaining. Now it is his decision if he wants to spin first or second. So right now he's going to have a consultation with his unshirted manager.
All right. You have 60 seconds to discuss, gentlemen. Starting now.
Great round, Craig.
Thank you.
And like Mark said, one JT rule left, so be aware of that. I think you like spinning first. Is that the case here?
Oh, I love to spin.
Oh yeah, he does. How you feeling? You want to go? You want to let him play catch up here, or what?
Oh yeah. Let's do what we do best.
Let's do it.
All right, so they're going to choose to spin first. Thank you. Or keep Gucci in there as the wheel is up. And here's the first spin.
Let's go.
Oh,
Wheel.
Elvis with the
Wheel
spin
of
today.
morality. Turn, turn,
go,
turn.
let's
Tell
go.
us the lessons that we should learn.
You should watch more Harry
Round it
Potter.
goes. Let's see what Elvis came up with.
The Wizarding World, it looks like.
Apparently, I should.
Hints.
Gonna stick with the Wizarding World or spin on here. 60 seconds to discuss. Gucci starting now.
How fresh
I
you
was
are.
channeling Bibiani there.
Yeah, you know what? That port key question really got to me, so I want to show people that I do know my Wizarding World. Let's take this.
Let's go it.
Woo!
All right, so
I
he's
like
gonna
it.
pick-
It's fresh in his mind.
That's some chutzpah right there.
Thank you.
Was that in the Wizarding World?
Gucci,
I
bring
guess
back,
so.
John Humphrey. All right, here we go, guys. So we're going to get 5 questions here in the realm of the Wizarding World. Here's your first one. In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, what type of creature does Professor Lockhart unleash on his defense against the Dark Arts class before running
a
and hiding
dragon.
in his office?
A dragon.
Elvis believes they are Cornish pixies.
That is correct for 2 points.
It's like a Cornish hen.
All right. In
No, it's
Fantastic
like a Cornish
Beasts
pixie.
and
Are we
where
not
to
listening?
find them? What is the name of the rhino-like beast that chases Jacob across the ice at the zoo?
Rhino.
I remember seeing it. I don't remember what it's called.
It's a fat unicorn.
Do multiple choice,
A
please.
rhino.
Is it A, niffler,
Sure.
B, a uripent, a C,
Yeah, this doesn't help me.
bowtruckle, or D, murtlap?
Bow truckle sounds fun.
I like Murtlap.
I'm going to go with B as in boy.
B is correct, uripent for 1 point.
And just a reminder to both competitors, let's see both those
I'm
hands
not-
for the duration of round number 2.
I am not
Yes,
expecting to
please.
get any of
Yes,
these right.
please. Question 3.
I need to revisit the
In
Wizarding World
Harry
again.
Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, what is the name of the object that reflects the deepest desires
The
of
mirror
those who look at it?
of deep desires.
You're not really into
Multiple
naming
choice.
stuff, are you?
Is it A, the mirror of
Look, I got
Ebel,
one of the words
B,
right.
the mirror of Euphaset, C, the
Unfortunately, you
mirror
didn't
of
know that till they
Irset,
went to multiple
or
choice.
D, the mirror of
Well,
Irset.
Context clues.
Could you repeat the options, please?
Reflection.
First one, Yeah, that one. That's for free.
It's either that or a puddle of water.
Deep
Mirror
Desires
of
were also
Evil.
in there too. So
EVOL. Mirror of Uvised. UVISED. Mirror of Iriset. IRISIT. Or Mirror of Iriset. ERISED.
Who came up with this
The
multiple choice?
Mirror of Irisid.
It's correct for 1 point. One more point.
Who
there
wrote those
for
multiple
the
choices?
Barbarian.
Because
As we
you're
get
an
to
awful
our
human
next
being.
question, question 4.
Those all sound the same.
In Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince,
It's gonna be like PJ or
Draco
Abby, and I'm gonna
is
feel
trying
bad.
to get a pair of vanishing cabinets to work together. One is at Hogwarts. Where is the other?
Detroit. I don't know.
Not Hogwarts. Yeah, not wrong.
I mean,
Right.
everything in Detroit is vanishing, apparently.
I'm worried I'm going to get the name wrong if I say it. So multiple choice.
Multiple choice. A. Malfoy Manor. B. Hogsmeade. C. Borgin and Berks.
Borgin and
or D.
Berks.
Flourish and Blotts.
None of those are real places.
Morgan and Burks.
That's correct for one more
Look,
point.
I guessed 1 point.
All right, your final question.
I guessed myself into
Final
1 point
question.
there.
Way to go, Makuga.
Yeah.
There it is.
No, he's better than me at guessing.
In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Barty Crouch Jr.
Crotch.
uses Polyjuice Potion to take on the appearance of who?
Harry Potter. I don't know.
Mad-Eye Moody.
It's Mad Eye
Moody
Moody.
is correct. All right. 2
Good
points.
job.
2 points.
I got it right after
By
he
the way,
said
there-
it.
there is a
Has done multiple
delay.
choice a few different
No, there's
times there, but he still sees himself
I got it
with a
after he
9-point
said
lead over.
There's a delay
Mr.
between the
John
video we're
Humphrey.
watching and the video we're
11-point lead
reacting.
over
There's a delay.
John Humphrey.
There's a
All
delay
right,
between
so
this
now we're
year
gonna drop the Barbarian
and
out
this year.
here too. We're gonna bring in Coy.
I knew it.
Coy, you have 60 seconds to speak to your competitor, starting now.
The logo.
All right,
buddy.
so we are in a position of we have all the JTEs. We've got time to pace ourselves. We also have time to make a very solid decision on this wheel. He had to use multiple choice a number of times, so that lead was diminished. If you do well here, we're in the ball game. Last time you played round 2,
It is
your
on
sleep
your
side,
side.
you did incredibly well. You missed nothing.
Yes,
I
it
was
is.
so impossibly proud, and I'm still proud today because I got less than you did in that first round.
Now he's got Bill Murray just straight up
frankly,
looking
I
at
think
him.
Go into this confident. Go into this taking your time. Think it
That gives me
through, don't
confidence as a
rush.
manager.
Worst case scenario, use JT.
I'm not even a
Try to
manager.
get the 2 pointers. If that doesn't work out, go for the oneer. Lean into the 2. That'll catch us up. But overall, how you feeling?
What's
Feel
his
all
line?
right, you know, I'm in my
What?
zone where like it's a rodeo. It could go either way.
I was trying to
and
remember
feel
his,
like I can make a little
his
bit of
whiskey
magic happen,
commercial.
so let's do it.
Just roll the dice, man. Let's just play.
Anytime.
All right, thank you,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
It's
Here
Santori
is the
time.
wheel, as it is now
Yeah,
John Humphrey.
Santori, that's it.
His opportunity, and here's the first spin.
Trying to remember the whiskey line from Lost in Translation.
Long
It's not an
hair, boys.
Innergeekdom
We
movie, but
know
hey, you
Harry
know.
Potter.
Could be.
Harry Potter.
There's not
It is
many
mighty and it is
Innergeekdom
Wellington.
categories that Bill Murray would
Marvel.
be in.
Coy wants you to take it.
Not opponent's choice. There's
Yeah, but that's
Marvel.
not MCU.
So this is going to be everything, including non-MCU and the Marvel films before it. So you got to think about like broad strokes. Do you feel confident in the overall Marvel universe?
You could get a question about Howard the
I
Duck.
feel there are categories I feel more confident in for certain. Although in the overall of the Marvel universe, I feel decent. I would say.
So is it going to be a matter of do we want to go with a some certainty or do we want to risk maybe getting a lesser certainty? Like I truly your gut. I whatever you
Risk
do, I'm
it.
backing
Spin
you
it
up.
again.
Oh boy.
Might as well.
Bill Murray's with you. I switched out the pillows. I got the power of comedy to beseech you. Where we at?
30 seconds remaining.
I feel like for real reject cred, I ought to go with Marvel at the same time. You know,
Make a
there are
decision.
a couple categories that like I got
What are we doing?
my fingers crossed on, but I don't know how
I
my
mean,
luck's doing. You know, maybe.
In my
Kind of
opinion,
insight, I'd
what your
keep
instinct
Marvel.
was to spin again. You just said, "Hey, I'm looking at this category." So if that's your instinct, man, go with your gut. And then
Unless they
trust
start
yourself.
asking questions
Let's
about
try
the
it again, and
Lou
what happens
Ferrigno
happens.
Hulk
Spin again.
movies
All right, they're gonna
with
spin
like
again.
Thor and
Here's
Daredevil
final
back
decision
way back
as
in the day.
Spin is in.
I feel like I'm good.
Good.
Very interesting insight, Christian.
Yeah, it was a good conversation between the two of them.
I like that.
Good show.
Oh,
Oh,
You got
no,
That's-
you got another spin.
Spin it again.
Another
World.
spin.
That's not
Good.
what
I don't want to answer questions about Harry Potter again.
looked out there.
Harry Potter is already off the board, obviously.
See
So,
Let's
here
see.
we go
Let's
with
see.
it. It is
Oh!
Middle Earth.
Middle Earth.
Let's do
Middle
it.
Earth.
I'm
All
not
right.
as eager to do
Choice
Middle
what to
Earth
do.
as I was Marvel,
we are.
but
We don't know how he is on this one. We don't know yet, but we're going to bring
We'll
back
see.
the,
Has he watched
Barbarian
himself some
here.
Lord of the
Where
Rings
is the
recently?
Barbarian? He is right here. There is John Humphrey. All right,
the
John,
risk
you're
you
going to get
take.
5 questions.
I mean, we watched Lord of the Rings
realm
recently, and
of Middle Earth.
it's improved our knowledge.
Let's do
I
it.
feel like-
at least a little
Earth,
bit.
Your first
Yeah.
question. Mad
Modicum
Hatter
of
John
improvement.
Humphrey for 2 points. Who plays Eomer in the Lord
Carl
of the
Urban.
Rings trilogy?
It's
See?
Éomer.
Éomer.
Like that one.
Éomer is Carl Urban.
Thank you, and yes.
Which, again, I knew that without rewatching.
I think we probably would have gotten that without rewatching that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
All
next
right,
question.
see if I'll do better. Your next question. Who says to Thorin, "Where does your journey end? A quest to reclaim a homeland and slay a dragon."
This is from a Hobbit.
Gandalf? Or Thanduil?
Repeat the question, please.
Quest to
Right.
reclaim homeland and slay a dragon. Where's your journey
Who
end?
says to Thorin, "Where does your journey end? A quest to reclaim a
Could've been Bilbo
homeland
also.
and slay a dragon."
Let's do multiple choice just to be safe.
All three of them will be there.
All right. Is it A, Gandalf, B,
Except Bilbo.
Thranduil, C, Smaug, or D, Keeley?
I want to say Thranduil.
B.
You said B is in boy?
He is in boy.
That is correct for a point.
All right, one more point there.
Question number
It'd be
3.
Lee Pace.
In the world of Lord of the Rings, who relays the message to Éomer that he's been banished from the kingdom of Rohan in the Two Towers?
Grima Wormtongue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a swing. Is it Grima Wormtongue?
Yep.
I'm so happy when they get it right when I mess up the pronunciation. So yes, 2 points
That would be Chucky.
for John Humphrey.
Grima
Hooray.
Wormtongue in the Middle
All
Earth.
right, question number 4.
That's his real name.
Question number 4. This
Grandma
comes from
Chucky,
the Hobbit
yeah.
trilogy.
Goes
Who
by Chuck.
plays the dwarf Keeley in the Hobbit trilogy?
I can't name who played the dwarves. They're a bunch of British actors.
Multiple choice that one.
All right. Is it A, Aidan Turner, B, Ken Stott, C, Jed Brophy, or D, William Kirkman?
For all I know, all of them were dwarves, and
Aidan Turner?
I'm pretty sure all of them were.
It is Aidan Turner for a point.
I'm not familiar enough with
The individual.
actors
Good
who
old
are more
Keeley.
prominently known in British
All right,
media
here's question
than
number 5.
otherwise.
Keeley sounds like a swell guy.
Well, at least you watched the Hobbit
Your
movie,
next
so.
question,
Sure.
and your last question, John. This is from Lord of the Rings. In Return of the King, who says, "I will not say, do not weep, for not all tears are an evil."
Galadriel?
Liv Tyler.
Samwise Gamgee.
5, 4,
That's not Sam.
Multiple choice.
Gollum says it.
No.
Multiple choice.
No way.
Is it A, Arwen,
Arwen.
B, Legolas, C, Gandalf,
Oh,
or
Galadriel's
D,
on there.
Galadriel?
It could be R1, though.
I would say Arwen.
I'm gonna go with my gut instinct, though it may be wrong. Arwen?
That is incorrect. So,
Galadriel.
1 point steal, Barbarian. I'm going to give you your 4 multiple choice options once again. Is it A, Arwen, B, Legolas,
I was right the
C,
first time.
Gandalf, or D, Galadriel?
Well, we'll see.
I'm gonna go with Galadriel.
We're looking for that wizard guy, the one that gets really high and goes
Huh?
to the Shire. Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Is the
I was
correct
wrong
answer.
the first and
Both
second
wrong.
time.
I'll take it.
The end of that round sees us only with a 5-point lead here by the Barbarian. 5 points. John Humphrey fought back
Ooh.
there as we now get into round number 3. Mark, how do the rules go for round number 3?
That's quite of
Game effort by
a
both
deficit
gentlemen.
there
Going to
in
multiple
round
choice
3.
using
Yeah,
every
it's not
option
impossible to come
at
back from,
their
but I mean,
ready. Now
we're
we
look-
go to
It's a
round
fun
number
fight.
3, where
We're
there's
talking
no
about
multiple choice,
Barbarian,
there's no
who's
stealing. It's just a question
one of
you
3
and what's
individuals
between
we're
your
currently
ears.
propping
In
up
round
as
number
potential
3, we're
Rookie
gonna
of the
need
Year.
3 numbers from each
For a
competitor. These
reason.
numbers can range
Yeah.
from 1
He
to
does know
15.
his stuff.
You may not select the
Yep.
same number as
He's
your
very-
opponent.
he's
Why
very
is that?
knowledgeable,
Well,
so
because each number
being in
corresponds
a
to
5-point
different
deficit
quarter of
against him
Innergeekdom
is
goodness. Your first question is going to be worth 2
probably
points.
game.
Your next one is worth 3 points, and should we make it that
That being
far,
said,
the
again,
final
it is a
question
Schmoedown.
Is worth 5 big
He
points
hits 3
that could
questions
determine the match. So
that he's
the way we
not
get the
good
numbers
at when he
is
picks his
we ask
numbers.
Whoever has
Humphrey
the better
picks
scoreboard
good
currently, and
numbers,
that would
he
be
wins.
Barbarian. You have a 5-point lead. So from 1 to 15,
It's
which
unlikely
numbers feel
either one of them
lucky to you
will not
and the
hit
king?
their 2-pointer, though, so we'll
So-
see.
Yeah.
I like 23 for the number of films in the MCU, so I'll go 2 and 3. And then I'll go with my current score, which is 15.
Great numbers. Great numbers.
16 for the Barbarian and for John Humphrey.
6, 12, and 9.
6,
Use that birthday.
6, 12, and 9.
Multiples of 3.
All right, so same thing here, guys.
Multiples of
we'll
3.
start With,
When in doubt, multiples
Gucci,
of 3.
60
I
seconds.
like
to talk to
people
your
like-
competitor starting now.
Having strategy
Greg.
for their
You know
number
what to
picks.
Let's knock this out. Let's
When
finish
it absolutely does not matter at all
So there you go.
whatsoever.
Attributing
7
them,
seconds.
them to things
Well
that
done.
aren't sports.
Coy.
I'm going to use my time here and tell you, you caught up valiantly. You did great in that last round. I want you to feel that momentum, feel the confidence you just built up, all that inertia, all that energy.
Feel the
just keep going
momentum,
to this
feel
next
the
round.
confidence,
I like
feel
to
the
use
rhyme.
numbers.
Feel the rhythm. Get on up, it's bobsled time.
Bobsled time.
Not an Innergeekdom movie.
No, but we're never quoting them anyway, so who cares?
I see it happening for us. So just
Cool Runnings
roll
was a good
with
movie,
it.
though.
Cool Runnings.
How you feeling?
Nobody inspires me like you do, Coy. I
It's
feel
our
good at the moment.
Independence Day.
Yes, you're Bill Pullman, man. If that movie was in the Innergeekdom, I'd have got a point just then.
This is when you came out of your mom, man. Independence Day.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Now, as long as what they have, he knows what to do, isn't something other than answering trivia questions, I think.
Did we miss something on the watch along?
All
You're
right.
my Will Smith.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Maybe.
Get it, Craig. Let's get it.
Which, by the way, our
Here we go.
Independence
Okay.
Day watch along is available on
Round
this channel. You can go
number
view it
three,
right now if you want
John
to.
Humphrey, who
on this
chose
channel.
Category number 6 for his first category. 6, you chose the
It's a place for a
DCEU.
plug.
Here is your first question. Who plays Aquaman's father?
Tamara Morrison.
Tom
Tamara
Curry,
Morrison,
in
yep.
Aquaman.
Yeah, I know his name too.
Django Fett.
We will accept Django Fett. Because there's
Repeat
a
the question, please.
bunch of him.
That is your second one. Who plays Aquaman's father, Tom Curry, in Aquaman?
I believe it's still Tamara Morrison.
It's definitely still Tamora Morrison. That answer has not changed.
The guy who they made Boba
Don't-
Fett.
1, nothing.
I don't have his name now.
For Tamora Morrison.
Yes, Django Fett. There you go.
Tamora Morrison. Okay, so
That's why you're beating me right now.
John Humphrey.
Like, I didn't have the right Fett.
He was.
Hey.
John Humphrey is looking for his 3-pointer now to get himself a little closer and trying to avoid this TKO here. As we get to category
My mind
12.
slipped. I thought he was going to say
Category
something
12.
to give him the steal, but there's no steals in this round.
Yeah.
Star Wars is your category. Star Wars.
Ooh.
Who played Django Fett?
Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
So okay.
Here we go.
Who did Tamora Morrison play in Star Wars?
In The Last Jedi, who says, "Hope is like the sun. If you only believe it when you see it, you'll never
Yoda?
make it through the night."
Yeah.
Luke.
Looking for Leia Organa.
Oh.
All right.
Huh.
So we are now to this 5-pointer.
Oh, man.
If
Whew,
the
here it comes.
Barbarian wins here, the Finstock Exchange will get a 4 big point lead.
Ooh.
If John Humphrey hits it, then he ties the game and will have to force Craig to hit his 2-pointer. Here we go. John, you chose category number 9. Category number 9,
Now all of a sudden you're playing for all
Is-
factions.
Back to the Future.
Ooh.
Here
All
it
right.
is.
Here we go. On a 5-pointer. Oof.
How many years was Marty's daughter
Oh,
sentenced to in
jeez.
prison for attempting to break out her brother before events are changed
Oh.
in part 2?
100 years.
It's like 3. And your winner.
And your
Yeah, he's like, there's no way I was going to pull
by
it.
way of technical knockout.
The Finstock Exchange just got 4 points.
Barbarian. The Barbarian has done it. A TKO. Coy and John, I'm going to put you in the waiting room at the moment here as we talk to the winning competitor, the
20
Barbarian.
years. 20 years.
20 years. The answer is 20 years.
20 years.
20 years.
Jeez.
So, Bobby, 4
That's
points.
insane.
Huge 4 points here for the Barbarian. He does it again. You took him in the 6th round of the draft, and he is once again he has now done something that Ben Goddard has not, and he has won 2 matches in the Innergeekdom. How are you feeling about the Barbarian and what he's done here today?
I mean, the train keeps on rolling. The guy never ceases to amaze me. Fantastic game. John Humphrey played well too. The Barbarian, he just wants it. He just wants it more. I mean, and that's
I can see a
he wants it
world
more than anybody in the league. I think at this point, he
where
deserves it.
when it comes draft time.
Fantastic game, but once again, we know we got a ton of work to
Bobby
do.
Gucci here
'cause,
keeps
I think up next is a couple of
Dan
big
and
dogs,
Roca
we know we're getting
and
up
Barbarian
into the upper echelon of this
as his 3
tournament
protected
here.
players.
And we're gonna have to do better, and he knows that.
Because managers can only keep 3
we're gonna
protected
relish
players
this
going
win
into
here
the
and,
draft.
you know,
So
Yeah.
go home and celebrate for sure.
Yeah, Barbarian.
I mean, we're going to see how it all shakes out because we still got some teams matches coming up. So
where you could also take a quote
That could
from
change.
the Punisher in round number 1, where he talks about revenge and vengeance. You felt like you had something to prove in the world of the Wizarding world. So as we move on to the next match that you'll have, do you feel like there's something else you need to showcase to fans, or is it just now you can relax and just go show what you know?
I mean, if anyone in the Innergeekdom thinks that they can get by just showing what they know, they're about to get knocked off their pedestal. This is a division where you need to work hard day in and day out. You need to learn, and you need to improve. I improved in my Harry Potter for this match, but there are other areas that I missed 2 first-round questions. I'm not happy about that whatsoever. So I'm going to make sure that I, keep improving, and whether my next opponent be Chance Ellison or if it's Robert Parker, I don't care. I'm going to be on top of my game.
Well, I was going to ask you, if Barbarian said that he doesn't care. Look, you have a chance here to either play Corruption or the Dungeon.
Yep.
To which you've definitely had your barbs back and forth with Kaiser. You've had your jab thrown at Shannon. Do you have a preference on who you'd rather play?
I mean, look, we want to play the best, whether that be Chance Ellison or Parker. We're ready, and we've been ready. So, I mean, if I had my choice, I would like to play Parker. I think to knock him off that pedestal and then really bury the Dungeon is something I want to do. Corruption as well. I know. I mean, looking at it going forward in every faction and every team that's in this. Corruption has a really good chance to put up a lot of points, especially in these 2 tournaments. So I'd like to play Corruption as well. I mean, just to get him out of there and show him who's boss. But once again, we don't have a preference. Whoever comes our way, we're going to take out anyway. So.
All right. Well, look, it was a phenomenal match. Well done there by the Barbarian. 2 victories here in the tournament so far. Now he awaits the winner of Chance Ellison and Robert the Spider Parker. We're going to find out when that happens right around the corner. And, of course, you got Brandon Hanna going up against Alex Damon. Those are the matches coming around Pike. But thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to put them out there, too. And, Mark, as we now bring in both the manager of the he looks like that Australian kid at the party all those years ago. And now here is John Humphrey. John, it was a tough one. There was you seemed to have some moments in there that there was a couple slips. You knew it, like the Tamora Morrison one. You had it. You just couldn't place his name. There were a couple other times. I think that maybe the wheel round. Do you think you should have stuck with Marvel, or do you like the fact that you spun again?
I mean, honestly, I like the fact that I spun again because I wanted Middle Earth and I wanted to see what the deeper cut questions in that category would be like. And even though I'm not super
there were
psyched
some
about
deeper
going
cuts.
to multiple choice, and especially missing that last one, but I don't know. I was pretty happy just to get the experience in there and to know what I knew and to confirm, at least a couple things I thought I knew. So yeah, I mean, if the Marvel questions, it could have gone a totally different way, and I don't really.
Here's the thing: if you're going to
I would have
lose,
done better because
at least you gain some
random,
knowledge about how
I
you
think this
play
was
the
the right
game,
choice.
and you
Boy, John,
put
you might
that
say
to your
that
benefit.
If this was a novel, that my comment about Good
You
Luck
win
Charms was foreshadowing.
in knowledge.
And Coy, I noticed that you did change the Tony Stark pillow to a Bill Murray pillow. What went into that decision to try to send?
I mean,
more
until
good
you're
vibes
perfect, you're always
towards Mr.
fighting to
Humphrey?
get perfect.
So first, I got to tip my shades to Gucci because now that's 2 for 2 of lost to the man. So I just wanted to acknowledge that he did a valiant job. Now the good luck charm itself was I felt that John might identify with the comedic stylings of Mr. Bill Murray more than necessarily the Innergeekdom styling. So I was hoping the comedic juju might translate, calm his nerves, give him a little flavor. Plus, just mixing up the scenery. Round 1 didn't feel like his round. Round 2 did feel like his round. So clearly Bill Murray did something for us.
Well, I mean, look, both you guys, Coy and John, It's been a run. You guys have had I think it's still a very successful season there for you, John. You've had a team victory, you had an Innergeekdom victory. Obviously, the teams, it's something that you've wanted to do. You've competed in 3 divisions. You've competed in singles, teams, and now Innergeekdom.
Rue the day that Quay ever leaves
you'd
with
want to
Schmoedown.
stay, or is this a one-shot deal? What do you think?
No, I like the Innergeekdom, actually. I mean, to me, as much as I do love the breadth of all cinema, at least from a studying standpoint, I mean, at least the Innergeekdom narrows it down. So, the game, just getting kind of to focus on a couple specific worlds is pretty fun to me. So, yeah, I would definitely love to, play again in this division at some point.
Well, we'd love to have you back, Coy. John, sorry for the loss here today, but nonetheless, great to always have you guys in, and we'll see what the rest of the season brings for
The Quirky Mercs out
I'm proud
of
of
the
my guy,
IG
and,
tournament.
I loved spending an hour with him on his birthday, so this was all I wanted out of this. I'm proud of him. We did what we did, and I'm great. Great
That's
stuff.
all I wanted. That's all I
almost
wanted
made
was to see your face, and your faces too. You guys are beautiful too.
Yes, you too. So poor Nerd Chronic has to beat Coy once again. All right, see you guys. All right, Mark. Always great to see the man.
Edited by
John
Nerd
Humphrey. Put it out. Put his heart. He always puts his heart out. You can always, anytime you have him, that he's going to give it his all. He just couldn't pull those names. But the Barbarian is the story, right? The Barbarian is the guy who keeps on coming and keeps on getting better. The only thing that I would say, though, is I still don't know if he's ready for someone like a Robert Parker, or if he's ready for someone like even Chance Ellis. We're going to find out. We're going to see if those two
That's the
guys
topic of
play.
conversation
Now,
on this one.
Barbarian might hit the books. Barbarian might be training even harder, and we might see another side of the Barbarian. But I don't know. These two guys in Robert Parker and Chance Ellison, to me, I think that these are the two guys. Whoever wins this match is getting to the finals. But I can't put anything past the Barbarian. I just don't know if he's ready just yet for one of those guys.
As much chagrin as it brings me to compliment you, Christian, that's a great analysis, because in the same way that you and I have talked about losing, but maybe a moral victory, I think the same can be in the reverse, where, yes, the Barbarian got the win today, but he is treating this like a loss. He's not happy about the way he played, and so it's nice that Elvis only takes up one shoulder, because on the other one, there's going to be a giant chip next time he plays. And as far as John Humphrey goes, you're right. If you're paying money to see somebody,
That's why Ellis is sitting in that chair.
Get a ticket
Yeah.
to see one of the Schmoedown
Some great,
greats. He's gotta be near the
wordsmithing
top
there.
of the list. And I think to honor the Mad Hatter, you're going to take us out with your Mad Hatter impression. Let's hear it.
Well, I don't want to do that, but listen, what I will tell you is look at the standings. The standings are pretty exciting.
It's a great
at the
Edwin
moment.
impression.
Those 4 points gives the Finstock Exchange 4 more massive points for the rest
Did
of
somebody
the
say
league
tea?
to catch them up. They just
It's
keep
my
doing
birthday.
it. Every
It's my
time
birthday.
there's an opportunity,
It's my
that someone gets
unbirthday.
closer and closer and closer.
Don't be so
they grab
silly.
the points back. They just keep doing it. I believe they've only lost
very
twice
merry
when it
unbirthday.
comes to inside of their faction. I could be off on the stats there. Frank will correct me afterwards. Either way, they haven't
that
lost
is
too
Frank.
many times this year. And the Barbarian,
Good job, Frank.
one
Answer
of
that
those
question.
reasons.
Good
Now
job,
won
Frank.
3 times for them as we get to our next match for him. Now, look, this
Ask
is
and
what
ye
we
shall
have
be answered.
Coming up now.
With Frank.
We just saw Craig versus John Humphrey. So now Brandon Hanna will face Alex Damon. Chance Ellison will face Robert Parker. Those are the next upcoming matches here. So we're excited for him.
Oof, and
I
Zipper
can't
versus
wait to see
Kalinowski.
him. There's the bracket, and there are the standings. Mark, this was something. And, Barbarian, proving he's here to play.
It keeps on chugling, and as you just take a step back, Christian, you
Keeps
just
on
say,
doing what?
well, what's the Schmoedown going to do in this new pandemic-laden world that we found ourselves in? And I think that, to use one of my own favorite terms, we're chugging along just fine, and the matches just
Got it.
keep getting better and better. You
I
know
follow
how I
now.
feel about condiments, and so
Sort of.
going forward, I think that Barbarian's going to have a little bit of hot sauce to his game. And for John Humphrey, the Mad Hatter, I simply say, mustard.
Don't let's be
Don't be so silly.
Mark Ellis.
Yeah.
We're me, you're you. See you next time.
It's awesome.
All right. So here's the thing. Start off by saying John Humphrey put on a good game. He made a fair dinkum good effort.
A what?
A fair dinkum good effort.
We can't say that on the
It's an
channel.
Australian term. It just means truly, honestly.
How do you get truly honestly out of fair dinkum?
I don't know. Ask the Australians. We're in Texas.
I don't know any Australians.
I just really like saying fair dinkum. Anyway.
Your mom likes saying fair dinkum.
I just watch Aussie man reviews way too much on YouTube. Anyway. I do not like that. What you just said. But
your mom likes fair dinkum?
Yeah, moving on. Regardless. John did put up a good fight here, but the story of this match, again, comes down to being Barbarian, who we know is a great competitor. We know he's got the ability to recall, like, just something that can recall very, very well.
You've got the touch. Yeah, okay, never mind.
So, that being said, I completely and fully agree with what Christian stated there. And that was my thought at the end of this match was, maybe based on this performance, Barbarian can win over Chance. Take that for what you will. Again, we're doing sports analysis at this point. But for right now, I still see Parker taking that left side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Which means that there's opportunities before Barbarian right now, because he has the opportunity to make his fight with Parker, assuming Parker beats Chance. I am. He has opportunity to make his fight with Parker a match of the year potential.
Yeah.
As he was stating in there, though, he knows that there's places still that he needs to work on. He's got time to work on it before that match. So are we going to see a Barbarian that's coming out of the gate swinging against, say, Parker? Again, assuming Parker wins his match against Ellison. Which, by the way, is happening at the Skybound Expo that we don't have the graphic for because that's how this works. But they have been promoting it recently, and that is happening at the Skybound Expo. It is, I can't remember what the date was, but you want to subscribe to youtube.com/Skybound for it.
July 18th.
July 18th. There you go. You want to subscribe to youtube.com/Skybound to catch that match at the online virtual Skybound Expo. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a really cool thing, and it just really reinforces that sweet, sweet partnership between Skybound and Schmoedown.
Yeah.
But anyway, thoughts on upcoming matches?
As far as that, again, kind of just to reiterate, I have complete faith in Barbarian at this point. Parker's going to be an uphill battle. There's a reason why the hype around Parker is so real. We've seen it so far. It's there. There definitely is a massive amount of hype. You have to get past that. And yeah, Barbarian has enough time to potentially study, fill in these holes, fill in the gaps. And I believe, originally going into this Innergeekdom tournament, I was putting Barbarian mentally on the same kind of playing field as I was putting Kalinowski and Parker.
Yeah.
I believe Barbarian, Parker, Kalinowski all belong in this very exclusive circle.
I would argue Alex Damon.
I would
also.
almost argue Alex Damon to be put in that as well. This is a very elite group that I would argue that has the potential to go up against Smets at this point.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I know we're about to get Smets versus Chandru.
Yeah, it's going to be a pay-per-view event here coming up soon.
Which, if Chandru beats Smets, then I would immediately also put Chandru straight into that circle. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if I would put Chandru in that elite group yet.
I don't know. I think I would, actually, based on his performance against Smets before. I think I would actually put Chandru in that same group.
That's right. He did go all the way to the end, didn't he?
He did force Smets to have to really just pull out that last answer in his match against him before.
I mean, maybe then, yeah.
I mean, which you saw that match. That brought Smets down to his knees on the floor going, I can't believe I got that one right. So I would put Chandru in that group also.
Yeah, so I mean, we've got a very, very strong elite group of IG players right now.
Yeah.
Again, I would consider putting Barbarian in that as well. But seeing him going up against Parker, now we're trying to talk about what I'm considering elite and breaking those down to an even more elite.
Yeah.
That's where that gap I feel like is between just being elite and super uber elite.
Super uber. That's your catchphrase, apparently. Super uber.
My super uber.
Redundancy man. Anyway, there's a lot happening there, and we're gonna have to wait and see because again, we still have to see Parker versus Ellison. Ellison does know his stuff. You never say never on somebody having an upset.
If Stacey Howard versus Mark Riley has taught us anything.
Yeah, Stacey Howard versus a lot of people have taught us anything. Then why do we keep calling Stacey Howard an upsetter? She should be the one we are pinpointing as the winner in each thing. But that being the point, when it comes to Schmoedown, you never know what's going to happen, and there is a alternate universe, or it might even be this universe, where Ellison beats Parker and is the one to dethrone our rookie king here.
Which I know we're going for Parker. We're assuming Parker's going to win that, and Parker, I believe, he's got our bracket, our support, and everything. I am down for Chance Ellison to beat Parker on that.
Just for the TV.
Just because this reaction is going to be fantastic.
It's
going to pull the views.
As far as reactions go, you always kind of want the upset because it's just great television.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I want to see, and again, no slide against Barbarian, Ellison, literally anybody else in this competition. I want to see what a match between Robert Parker and Mike Kalinowski looks like. I do want to see that match, regardless of how this whole tournament shakes out. Somebody else could get in there, somebody else could beat Parker or Mike, doesn't matter. I want to see that matchup at some point. This tournament or a tournament in the future.
Oh, so we already spent money on being a part of the Patreon, so we get these episodes early. I would probably pay more money just to see Kalinowski versus Parker.
Hey, we don't have that kind of cash flow right now.
I know, that's how bad I want to see it. I would spend that money still, and we don't have it.
That being said, speaking of cash flow, before we get into our final plugs here,
feel free to join our Patreon.
Well, there's that, but speaking of Patreons, you want to jump onto the Schmoedown Patreon too, because, like I said earlier, they've got some really solid pay-per-views coming up here pretty soon. I mean, you've got Roca versus Irwin is the first one going to be out of the gate here. You've got the winner of that's going to do a title match against Dan. So all three of those, easy. There's going to be undercards on that. There are teams matches. I mean, you're seeing the likes of Deep 13 versus Final Exam, the winner of that versus The Pride, the winner of that versus Shazam, and the winner of that versus Who's the Boss eventually.
Yeah.
You're seeing the title match between Smets and Chandru. You're seeing, just all of these really awesome matches that could, in a world where there's not a pandemic, be running and main headlining live events.
Yeah.
But you're going to be getting those through pay-per-views, which you can pay for it individually. If there's one you want to see now and you want to wait for the others to hit public, I don't recommend that, though.
We'd recommend hopping on the Patreon.
We recommend hopping on the Patreon because if you get on that $10 tier, you just get all of them when they pop up. You just get all of them.
Best use of that money.
Yeah. It's a little bit more than you obviously probably would pay, maybe by like $1, 50 cents, whatever. It might actually be the same amount as you would pay if you bought for each one individually. But the reason you don't want to buy them individually, the reason you want to jump on that Patreon right now, is because we don't know schedule-wise, these could bleed into when the singles tournament starts.
So you might be spoiled.
And you might get spoiled based on who's going to be entering the singles tournament as to who loses some of these matches. So you're going to want to get on that $10 Patreon. At least do it for now. If you can't afford it every month, jump on it for this next month, 2 months, just to make sure that you get these matches as soon as they drop, because they're going to be some of the best matches that the Schmoedown season is going to see this year, or probably some of the best matches we've ever seen, honestly.
Potentially.
The level of competition coming up.
Yep. Potentially.
So
make sure you go over to Schmoedown Entertainment Network. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe over there. Go to their Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the Schmoedown. Make sure you subscribe over there as well. Hop on the Patreon, much like he said. Also go check out Skybound's YouTube channel. Again, there's going to be a Skybound Expo. There will be the match of Chance Ellison versus Robert Parker during that. You'll want to see that. So go over, subscribe there. It helps everybody out in this gigantic corporate synergy thing that they're doing. As for us, make sure
partnerships.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CineFanaticsMLP. Hop on our Patreon. It's at patreon.com/Cinefanatics, not the, don't the.
Cinefanatics, just Cinefanatics.
Just Cinefanatics. Hop on the tier that you think's right for you on there. We will be adjusting those pretty soon, so keep an eye on it. There's going to be a lot of good stuff coming there as well. Also, make sure you come back here Tuesdays, 9:30 p.m. Central Time for the tagline. We talk about movies. We talk about Schmoedown. We talk about personal stuff. It's a whole lot of fun. Come join us on that as well. Tuesdays, 9:30 p.m. The tagline. As for this video, make sure you like and comment down below. It helps us out as far as the YouTube algorithm. And also make sure you subscribe by hitting the subscribe button down there or the subscribe button up there above his head. Over here off to the side, a couple other videos that we have made. And as always,
I wish I had luscious locks.
I know. I tried growing mine out.
I grew mine out in high school. It wasn't great.
Yeah, neither. Yeah. Anyways, later.
See ya. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Elvis has left the YouTube video.